Hi, and welcome to this week's Tuesdays with Terica. Hey, we're going to be talking about don't stay too long. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. Hi there. Hey, it's Tuesdays with Terica, and I'm Terica. I hope you guys are having a great start of your week. I wanted to come on really quickly just to talk about staying too long. Staying too long. Um, I again am trying to figure some things out in life. And sometimes staying too long can mean a couple of different things. It can mean that you're in a place of comfort, you are in a place of peace, you are in a place of contentment. And when all of these great things are happening to you as you are going through life, sometimes you want to do something different, but you don't do it because it's comfortable. But how can you actually grow? How can you actually operate in faith if you are sitting in a place when you know you're supposed to have moved from that spot, Um, I have come to the realization that there has been a couple of things in life that have become very comfortable for me. So after my divorce, had to make some changes in life, and there were some things, business, family, my living arrangements, just different things in life um, that has become comfortable and that I'm happy in. However, when it is time for you to move, when it is time for you to step into another place, another platform, a new level that God is preparing you for, when your time is up, the space becomes uncomfortable. So what do I mean by that? So when you are in a space, and let's say you're in a box and you are starting to not be able to move and not be able to function and not be able to flow in the manner in which you know you're capable of, and you're aggravated within yourself and you're frustrated, maybe it's time to go. Maybe you've stayed a little too long. Maybe you need to think about, what is my next move? What is my next step? And in that, it's not easy and it's not comfortable because you're at a place of peace. But when it is time for you to go to a whole nother place, when it is time for you to see things through a different lens, when it's time for you to hear with a little more clarity, sometimes you have to shift where you are to be in place and in position for the new. And that's not always easy. And sometimes it's a little scary. And sometimes the unknown makes it more difficult. But you know what? We all need it because we can't stay or sit in the same place forever. That's not what God meant. It's not what He intended. And it's not going to help us to move forward in the manner in which He has created us. We all have a destiny. We all have the plan that God has for us. He has it already outlined in the palm of His hand. And there is a walk that we all have to take. And sometimes we as individuals, we stifle ourselves because we are afraid to move forward. Have you ever thought about, though you're frustrated within yourself, or though you're feeling a certain kind of way, or whatever that looks like for you, what is it to those who are around you? What are they feeling? What are they seeing? As believers, we have a responsibility not to operate because of others, but to operate because of others. We can't make the atmosphere uncomfortable for others because we're afraid, because we're the believer. We're the ones who are supposed to be setting the tone and the pace for the unbeliever to say, hey, you know what? I want what you have. But if people see us sitting in one spot all the time, they see us never progressing, they never see us with the hunger for new knowledge, a fresh revelation, new experiences. How are we inspiring them when we're afraid to just step out in faith? I don't know what that may look like for you. It may be going back and getting a degree. It may be moving into a different location. It may be traveling. It may be experiencing some things that have been on your to-do list that you still haven't done. Like I had a bucket list. Well, I still have some stuff on my bucket list, but I've checked most of them off. Thank God. But what does it look like when you have things that you know that you can aspire to, that you've shared with people in your core, your group, and yet you haven't done it? What does that say about you and your faith? You got to be mindful. The things that we do, the things that we say, how we flow in life is not just a representation of who we are, but a representation of who God is to us. And so today I am here to just encourage you. Don't stay too long. Don't stay too long in whatever spot, position, place that may be for you. Don't stay too long. Know when it's time to move. Know when it's time to shift and embrace it. How do you go about doing that? For me, I write a checklist. I write a checklist of things that I need to do in a time frame and when I need to get them done. Now, I can be a procrastinator. It is what it is. But I'm trying to not be that anymore because I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm just wasting time in a sense. I don't want that for you guys. I want you guys to do whatever you need to do strategically so that you can plan and prepare for your next. Because it's not just about you being uncomfortable in your box. It's about you making everybody around you uncomfortable because somebody needs what you have to give. You have already been anointed for something. And whoever is around you in your core group or your sphere of influence, they are watching you, and God has strategically placed them in position to watch you because you have something that they need. But if you don't accomplish that thing, they miss out. And so not only are you affected by it and you are frustrated or whatever the word is, I'll go with frustrated because I can't think of something else real quick. But not only are you frustrated or uncomfortable, you're making everybody else uncomfortable because they are waiting on you. May not even have had a conversation. They may not even be aware that they're waiting on you. But because God has everything in alignment, you are stifling someone else's growth and they can't reach their potential because you are still standing still. Don't stand in the same place too long. Don't get caught up in the okey doke of, oh, I'm okay. This is okay. I'll be okay. Yes, are we supposed to have contentment? The word says we are to be content in everything. But honey, you already know when it's time for you to go, when it's time for you to shift, when it's time for you to grow, when it's time for you to leap, you already know it. So you can't fool me because I know I've been there and I'm actually there now. Move on, do what you got to do, help the people that you're supposed to help, and honor God in all that you do. Sometimes I always say we stay at the cookout too long. We linger at the party too long. We stay in the relationship too long. We cultivate the friendships too long. We tolerate whatever it is too long. Okay, you stayed too long. Now shift. Give it everything you've got. Ask the Lord to lead, guide, and direct you. Write you out a checklist. Give yourself a timeline. Whatever it is that you have to do to position yourself for better and for greater and to be in the will of God, do it. Because somebody's watching you and somebody's waiting. You know, sometimes we don't want to be that one where people are dependent on us. You know, we want to be able to walk through life in the way that we choose. But we're all created to be a help and a blessing for somebody. We are all created here to be able to show life and to show love, the faithfulness of God, His power and His provision to someone that doesn't know. So even though you might not want to take on the responsibility of being the example, you are. You're the example. Just embrace it. God is not going to forsake you. He is not going to leave you. He is not going to fall short of the promises that He has already given to you. So write your checklist out. Give yourself a timeline. Do whatever you got to do to get to the next place. Because in that next place, your new season, God has already opened doors that you can't even imagine. He has already provided the provision that you need. He has already set the blessing up for you to receive. You just have to walk towards it and grab it. Grab hold. Hey guys, I hope and pray that you were able to get a little something out of today. Just don't stay too long. It doesn't only affect you, it affects everyone around you. I hope and pray that you have a wonderful week. I want you guys to stay tuned on some things that we're doing for real estate. I want to be able to share some real estate information that is going to be relevant in our new season. And we will share that hopefully on next week, okay? But until then, I'm Terica Talbert. I'm a real estate agent with Century 21 Blackwell and Company, and I sponsored today's episode. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Until next week, enjoy.